Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're stripping down a really powerful philosophy, one that promises a pretty radical transformation. It's drawn from the source, the mindset of hunger and relentless action. And our mission here is to get past the usual motivational talk. We really want to define what the authors mean by hunger, this, internal non-physical drive,
Exactly.
and figure out why they position comfort as the main villain, the central antagonist to success. We want to hand you an actionable framework.
And that framework is so important because the source's main point is, well, it's pretty uncompromising. They talk about hunger as a fire,
Yeah.
a lifestyle even,
Yeah.
a silent force inside you that just refuses to settle.
So not just a feeling.
Not at all. They're very clear. The world doesn't reward your potential or your good intentions.
Yeah.
It rewards the hungry, the people who are always acting, building, and seeking growth.
Okay, let's dig right into that definition then. We use words like motivation all the time, but the source seems to be drawing a very sharp line between the people who achieve and the people who just dream. What is their definition of hunger?
It's an internal burning desire to become more than you were yesterday. It's that ambition to rise, to push past what you think your limits are or what other people tell you your limits are.
So it's what's left when motivation fades.
That's it exactly. Motivation is fleeting. Hunger is what keeps you in the fight. It's what makes you get back up after a setback because reaching one goal just reveals the next higher peak. It's a refusal to be satisfied.
That sounds less like a feeling and more like an identity, which I think brings us to the core metaphor they use to explain all this, the lion.
Yeah.
You think the king of the jungle is the biggest or the fastest, but the source says that's not it at all.
They really challenge that idea, and it's one of the deepest insights in the material. I mean, objectively, the lion isn't the biggest animal out there. An elephant is. It's not the fastest either.
A cheetah would win that race.
Every time. And it's not even the most efficient hunter. They often rely on teamwork, short bursts of energy, not some kind of endless stamina.
So if it's not physically dominant on those key metrics, why is it the king?
It's the hunger. But more specifically, it's what that hunger fuels. It's the belief. The lion is the king because it's the hungriest. And that hunger is tied to this unshakable conviction.
What kind of conviction?
It believes with absolute certainty that it can take down anything it wants and that it deserves to eat. It acts like a king long before the hunt is over. It has this strategic patience, it conserves energy, but when it moves...
It's all in, total commitment.
Total ferocious commitment. And that's the shift in identity the source is talking about. You stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for an opportunity to be handed to you.
Stop living like prey, just reacting to things.
Exactly. You start hunting, you create your own opportunities. The mindset comes first, then the action follows.
Okay, so if this drive is so powerful, that brings up a huge question. The source says every child is born with this pure ambition. They want to climb, they don't fear falling. But for most of us, that fire goes out. Why? What happens?
Well, that's the tragedy the source really digs into. Society, school, family, even our workplaces, they're all sort of designed to prioritize safety, conformity.
Following the rules.
Right. Stay in the lines, avoid risk at all costs. Don't do anything that might lead to failure or, discomfort.
And over time, that pressure just grinds you down.
It does. It causes people to settle, to shrink their dreams. They spend so long avoiding any kind of risk that they forget what it even feels like to be hungry. They start telling themselves they're satisfied where they are, even when that little voice inside, that lion, is telling them there's more.
So the system that's meant to keep us stable is also the system that trains out the very things needed for exceptional success. The risk-taking, the non-conformity.
It's a huge, devastating side effect. And it leads directly to their biggest point about why people stop trying. It's not because of a lack of talent.
Wait, hold on. That's a huge claim. Most people would point to, not having the right resources or bad luck or systemic barriers.
And those things are real. But the source argues they aren't the primary reason people fail. The single biggest reason people stop making progress is because they lose their hunger. And they find comfort.
Comfort.
Comfort is the silent enemy. It's so insidious because it doesn't feel like a threat. It's that little voice that whispers, you've done enough, or maybe this is good enough.
It's warm and safe here. Don't risk it.
Precisely. And it kills a dream, not with a bang, but with a slow, gentle fade. Think about the entrepreneur who has a little bit of success.
Okay.
They get a comfortable lifestyle. And they decide scaling up, innovating. It's just too much stress. It might disrupt what they have. So they stop. The dream dies right there on that comfortable plateau.
So failure at least gives you feedback. It tells you what to change.
Right, but comfort just keeps you stuck. Their big takeaway is comfort kills more dreams than failure ever will.
That distinction is so important, and it leads to the next piece. If comfort is this, like self-induced coma, what's the shock to the system that wakes the lion up?
It's that moment,
Yeah.
that brutal, clear-eyed realization that no one is coming to save you.
It's all on you.
It's all on you. Success, happiness, fixing the mess.
Mm.
It is 100% your responsibility. And often, that realization is triggered by pain. Yeah, financial disaster, getting fired, betrayal, heartbreak. Pain is the birthplace of hunger because it shows you just how weak your comfort zone really was. The times we grow the most are never the easy times, right? They're the moments that demand everything we have.
So you have to decide to turn that pain into power. But isn't there a risk there? If you're always seeking out difficulty, couldn't that lead to burnout? Does the source draw a line between, productive struggle and just self-sabotage?
That is a great question. And yes, they're very careful about that. They distinguish between purposeful discomfort and just pointless suffering.
What's the difference?
Purposeful discomfort is choosing discipline when it would be easier not to. It's like staying late to finish a project or choosing the healthy meal. It's strategic. Burnout comes when you're suffering for a goal you don't even believe in anymore.
I see.
The hungry person isn't a masochist. They're a strategist. They choose the pain of discipline today to avoid the pain of regret tomorrow.
And that choice separates everyone into two camps, according to the source. Let's break those down so you, the listener, can see where you might be standing right now.
Okay, so on one side, you have the people who let life happen to them. They react, they blame, they make excuses, they wait.
Waiting for motivation to strike.
Waiting for motivation, waiting for their boss to notice them, waiting for the economy to get better. They're always feeling controlled by things outside of themselves. And of course, their hunger dies because they feel powerless.
And the other side.
Those are the people who make life happen. They create, they build, they act, even when they're tired or scared. They stay hungry because they understand the most fundamental truth of this whole mindset.
Which is?
Hunger isn't a feeling you wait for. It's a choice you make. An aggressive choice for discipline, for ambition, every single day.
The moment you see it as a choice, you get your power back. It's no longer about, do I feel like it? But okay, how does that translate into the daily grind? You can't just run on pure intensity 24/7.
Absolutely not. That's the fast track to burnout we just talked about. The secret, they say, is the power of small steps.
Okay.
Relentless action isn't about huge, heroic efforts all the time. It's about the commitment to doing something every day, especially when that something seems tiny. Success is built by thousands of consistent small steps, not a few giant leaps.
So give me an example. What's a something?
It could be 1 extra hour of deep, focused work before you open your email. 1 more page of a book, 1 more call after a rejection, instead of just stopping for the day. It's the micro win. The thing you do when no one's watching.
And those little wins create their own momentum.
That's the chain reaction right there.
Yeah.
Small steps lead to momentum. Momentum builds discipline. Discipline forges your identity and your identity that determines your destiny. You are literally building your future self with these tiny intentional choices.
Okay, this brings it all together into a kind of a manifesto for staying hungry. The source lays out some core components. Let's walk through them.
We can group them into 3 main ideas. First is the attitude of perpetual growth.
Okay.
There's that 3 parts. First, never settle. The belief that who you can become is always greater than who you are now. Second, stay dissatisfied with the ordinary. And this isn't about being unhappy. It's a strategic recognition that comfort stops you from moving forward.
And the third part?
Chase progress, not perfection. Perfection is a trap. It's unreachable, and it paralyzes you. But progress is always possible.
That's a huge mental shift right there. Imperfect action is better than perfect inaction.
Infinitely better. The second big idea is the commitment to hard choices. This covers 2 points. Number 4 is do hard things on purpose. This goes back to that purposeful discomfort. Struggle is what builds character. You can't build strength by always taking the easy route.
And number 5.
Choose long-term satisfaction over short-term comfort. This is the daily battle. Do I watch that extra episode or do I work on that project that pays off in 6 months? The source is blunt. Comfort today equals regret tomorrow.
So discipline isn't punishment. It's a gift to your future self. What's the final piece, the part that holds it all together?
The final tenet is protecting the fire. Two last components here. Number 6 is to protect your energy. You have to be ruthless about filtering out people with small minds and negative energy.
Because they'll drain you.
They will drain your hunger. Hunger is contagious, but so is mediocrity. And the final piece, number 7, is to keep your purpose in front of you. Your purpose is the oxygen for the fire. Without a clear why, the hunger just dies out when things get tough.
That framework really makes it clear. This isn't about luck. It's a choice, and then it's a practice, a lifestyle.
And it all comes back to that identity shift we started with. Moving from I hope I can to the absolute conviction of I will. The source makes it so clear. The rewards in life don't go to the most talented, they go to the relentless.
And what this deep dive should show you, the listener, is that this entire journey starts with one single promise to yourself. I will stay hungry for the life I deserve.
We've covered the idea, the plan, the work, the whole staircase. The moment your hunger becomes stronger than your excuses, nothing can stop you. So the final thought for you to take away is this. Building on that power of small steps. What is the single consistent small step you can commit to starting today that will begin your momentum? That first action, that's the sound of your lion waking up. Go make that choice.